Welcome everybody to Eddy Lynch and Eddy Nigma, the continuing series, and here we are talking to you people, and we are here to stay. The continuing series. I've said continuing series 3 times in one statement, but I don't care. Listen, listen. We are here to stay. All right. Anyway, we got quite the week to talk about, everybody. We got WrestleMania weekend. We got quite the news and rumors to talk about.
Woo! We're exuberant. Eddy Nigma back again for WrestleMania week. Totally have to rip that off of Chet Cheddarfield. Hashtag Team Chet Cheddarfield.
Ha! I'm with you there, my man. Chet Cheddarfield. What was that? Speaking of Southpaw Regional Wrestling, what was Cena's name? Shoot, I can't remember now. It's
Oh crap! Why is this not hitting me?
Come on, I saw this a couple of days ago.
Dude, same here.
Well, dude.
Hold on, I need to cheat and look it up because this is.
Did you know he? Oh my God, they need to make at least one more episode of those of that.
They need to make that a continuing series. That thing is gold, and I love it because it's a throwback to when I first started watching wrestling. Like that was the look of it and everything, and those really cheesy gimmicks. So yeah, it's a nice throwback. Nice throwback. Okay, let's see. Lance Catamaran.
Lance Catamaran. There you go.
Yes.
This is Lance Catamaran. That has to be the funniest thing, where the depressed, non-speaking douchebag is a more memorable character than Lance Catamaran. And look, that's no disrespect. I love Lance Catamaran, but Chet Cheddarfield. Can you?
He stole the show with only saying maybe 3 words in all episodes.
And all he did was cry in the end of one episode, and he won my heart forever.
That was so great. Classic wrestling commentating lush.
He talked about depression and that's crazy.
Oh,
did
God.
You know?
If you haven't watched Southpaw Regional Wrestling, people, check it out. YouTube.
Yeah,
I thought it was on the network, but it's on YouTube.
Yeah, be sure to check them out. Well, according to some people, it is on the network, but I can't find it anywhere.
Well, I haven't found it either, but I was able to watch it on the network app on my phone. Like, I have the WWE app, and you can watch the network through it. That's what I do on my lunch breaks. Caught in the queue. So, it's gold.
All right, cool. Yeah. It's weird like that. I thought it was a good show. I mean, honestly, I couldn't help but find it hilarious when they kept referencing that Lance Catamaran was a worker in Utica. Like every other chance he got, that was gold.
And some weird name city in New York that he did work in. It started with an N, like Nippapatucky or something else. That is so classic.
Oh boy.
Shout out to Clint Bobsky, played by the GOAT Jericho, who was the backstage, I guess, interviewer for the wrestlers. He was amazing. And just the random appearances of stars, that were in Southpaw Regional Wrestling. Like T.J. Perkins was the heavyweight champ, which I thought was funny.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, my little nephew's distracting me for a minute.
Hello, little nephew.
Oh, trust me, he can't hear you.
Well.
Sorry. Is that what you wanted to show me?
Yes, the size of it.
Alright, that's cool. Freaking heck, man. Alright, I'm locking my door now. That annoyed me. Call me a douche, but you know what? I have a podcast to do, good sir.
I was a douche. Dog's out, and I feel really bad for it, but hey.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I thought the Lance Catamaran stuff was great. Clint Bobsky was also, as you mentioned, great to listen to. And
that was the perfect role for Chris Jericho too.
Oh, it totally was. I can't. Him and Lance Catamaran was the only role I could see Jericho playing really well.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Jericho could have played any role to perfection. It didn't matter
Oh God,
which.
yes.
Yeah.
But the club playing Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson,
Oh,
amazing.
that was some funny stuff.
I'm
Personally,
learning more and more how talented Luke Gallows actually really is. Like as far
oh
as being
yeah,
funny, I was
yeah.
watching Ride Along on the network, and he's just naturally funny. Like
Oh,
the dude had me rolling.
that episode came out. I already did it. All right, I
Yeah,
gotta check that
yeah.
out. I gotta check that
Check it
out
out,
then for
dude. It
sure.
is hilarious, dude. Carl Anderson's funny too. Like these guys are enjoyable. Watching them in real life just makes me bigger fans of them on screen.
Yeah, yeah. Because Ride Along has become my new show now. Ever since I saw the episode with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins and Cesaro and Neville, like I've just I
Oh
can't
my
get
God.
enough.
I just watched the one with Sami Zayn and yeah, that exact episode last
Yeah,
night actually.
that one is too funny. Like when they were when they were referencing the impressions of Sami Zayn and
Yeah.
I it makes me wonder what Sami Zayn is like backstage because I've also heard this podcast with Jericho and Kevin Owens where they were talking about Sami Zayn annoying people backstage. Like
I think with Sami Zayn, what you saw in Ride Along is like what you get. He does seem like he's probably a very animated person backstage.
yeah, yeah, like
And I love how Neville kept teasing him. He was like, "Yeah, you're just like a hipster. You're a hipster." And Sami's like, "I am not a hipster. Can I not like something like coffee?"
I love how Sammy just played along with it too. Like I really couldn't tell if
Yeah.
he was playing along or if he was like legitimately getting mad at the fact that Neville kept calling him a hipster.
Yeah. It was great stuff, dude. I
Yeah,
love watching like shows like that where you kind of get to see behind the scenes peek and kind of see these guys just be themselves and stuff like that. Kind of makes them more real.
yeah. Like I want to see fucking what's it called? I want to see what um actually, I just want to see what so many other characters are like. I just want to see the rest of the roster. Like, I want to see more episodes of Sami Zayn and Ride Along. That I want
Yeah,
to see
most
like,
definitely.
because I hear he has a funny relationship with everybody. And one name that was mentioned off of the Talk Is Jericho podcast was Kevin. No, not Kevin Owens. Cesaro. So I definitely want to see them film a ride along with Cesaro and Zayn. I can imagine that just being the funniest
I
thing.
can see those two being pretty funny.
Yeah. Boy. All right. So, with that being said,
Well,
that was.
let me bring up one more
Go ahead.
WWE
Go ahead.
Network news. For those that watch Table for Three, I just saw it before I hit you up to do this podcast a few minutes ago. Ed was Kelly, um, Maurice, and Eve Torres are going to be on one of the next episodes of Table for Three, and rumor has it that Kelly and Eve Torres are actually going to be at WrestleMania 33. So I was actually excited about that.
Well, I mean, what do you think they'll do?
The rumor is just that they're going to be there. It doesn't mean they're going to be a part of the show. They could just be backstage saying hello to everyone. I think they were brought in to film Table for Three, so it's like, well, since you're here, why don't you go to WrestleMania type deal? I don't
Yeah.
see what role they can play in any of the matches going
Yeah,
on,
I
but
don't
maybe we'll
either.
get a
So,
backstage segment,
yeah,
So,
yeah, because like
I mean,
if
it'd be cool to see him again.
yeah, well, I mean, me personally, I don't really have all the desire in the world except for maybe Eve Torres because she was actually one of my favorite women's
Eve was good.
wrestlers. Yeah. Um,
I was a fan of Kelly. She wasn't the best wrestler out there, but one thing I noticed about Kelly is she actually did try towards the end of her career. So I have a little bit of respect for her. She was always, of course, easy to look at. So, you know, for what it was, I did enjoy the character, and I wouldn't mind seeing a cameo from her.
I mean, I guess personally, if it's a one and done, I don't mind it. I mean, why not? You
I
already
have a
have a
feeling
stupid
it would
concert
be.
going on, so.
I mean, Kelly's married to a hockey player now and doing modeling again, so I don't think she really wants to come back. So an appearance like this, I think, would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Personally, yeah, again, they already have like a lot of crazy things going on with it. So, you know what? If you're gonna add Kelly, you know what? I figure, well, what's the worst that could
If they even
happen?
appear anywhere on the card, I see it being a backstage segment.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping that that backstage segment wouldn't last too long.
Or Kelly joins the SmackDown roster and wins the SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
Would not want that. I would definitely not want that. I mean, you're asking me to just hate myself. Yeah. Also glad.
But that's the last of my network news.
All right, well, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, if I look forward to seeing them if they are gonna have one. I don't mind a one and done. All right. Before we get started, do you have any buy or sells of the week?
Oh crap! No, I'll have one by the end of it.
Okay, no big deal. All right, so let's get on with Raw. So, I thought this was a pretty good go home. I don't know what you think. What do you think of it?
I thought it was all right.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought it could have been better.
Yeah, I
maybe
think
I just had my expectations too high with it being the last Raw before WrestleMania, but I don't have too harsh of a critique on the show. I mean, for what it was, it kept the ball rolling for the momentum that they built up WrestleMania, but I thought it could have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I thought in some aspects it could have been too, but like some segments were done to like, their best. At least for a Raw episode, yeah. So, what would you say is your favorite like scene of it, the whole thing?
I think my favorite thing walking Raw was the contract signing between Rollins and Triple H, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Sorry, your voice just your mic just went Wah!
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all good. Maybe it was just a headphone or whatever. Maybe I'll have to edit that or something. All right, go on.
All right, but I think that was actually the best part of the night.
The Rollins. Yeah, I think that was definitely the best segment. Easily hit close to home for me because when it comes to the promo that Rollins cut talking about how he wished he could redeem himself and who he was before he met Triple H, that's kind of how I feel, when it comes to personal stuff going on with me. And, I think, he really, I can definitely relate. And, this promo, I've been thinking this for like a week now, that Seth Rollins will be the face of the company. He will be their new, John Cena or The Rock. And there's no debating that. It will not be Roman Reigns no matter how hard they try to push him.
How hard they try, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Seth Rollins just based off of this promo alone. And
I know you're a big fan of Dean Ambrose, but I don't really see him being the big-time face like that John Cena was.
Yeah,
out of the three, I agree. Rollins is the man.
Look, I thought the pet project with him would have launched really well, but I think, working the two shows a night after Roman was suspended probably exhausted the guy. And then having the little feud with Ziggler where Ziggler ended up shining on top and Ambrose turned out to be the heel, that also kind of served against him. But it's whatever. I think, personally, with Ambrose, look, I love the guy, but he cannot do what Rollins can do in the ring. I think he's the best. I think he's the best mic talker of the three. Especially because Seth Rollins didn't really get this good on the mic till after his injury. The guy was really dry before his injury on the mic. Yeah. At least in my opinion.
No, he has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Because he had me sold with the, his segment with Triple H this past Monday. I was like, all right, I'm buying you, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Well, and not to mention, I mean, they've been building up the story pretty good for the past few months anyways. I remember saying, I think back in December, like, man, I hope Rollins isn't really, really injured because I would love to see him and Triple H fight at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
and I think without a shadow of a doubt, this is the one that everybody's looking forward to the most without, like, without any too many people being like, oh, hey, I hate the fact that this is happening. I hate that Rollins is being pushed because... You know what? I don't think anybody even dislikes Rollins at this point.
Nah, the guy deserves it.
Yeah.
And actually, it's the match on the Raw roster for WrestleMania that I'm looking forward to the most, to be honest with you. Are you still there?
Yo, yo,
Yo.
yo.
Yep.
Sorry,
I'm here.
my headphone fell out of my controller, and yeah, but okay. Can you repeat that last segment, that last sentence?
Yeah, I said of all the matches on the Raw roster for WrestleMania, Rollins and Triple H is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, same here. Um, I look. I also have a little thing. I kind of want to respond to everybody who was complaining about Triple H being the one to, set out the challenge for Rollins. I personally don't mind it because I find it kind of refreshing that a heel actually has a set of balls for a change. And
Right.
but other than that, I really don't mind the fact that Triple H was the one who, issued the challenge, and yet Rollins is supposed to be the face. I understand it, but it's I don't agree with it.
I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I mean, heels can make challenges too. I know. I mean, it just depends on the type of heel, and for Triple H, it works.
Yeah,
I mean, Triple H isn't a heel like The Miz per se, so I don't see what the big deal is.
yeah.
I mean, he made the challenge obviously because he knew he injured Rollins, a couple of weeks before. So I mean, it makes total sense. I
Say
mean,
that
why
again.
not?
Say that
I said
again.
it kind of makes sense because he injured Rollins about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when
Yeah,
he attacked him. So it will make sense. He sees Rollins as weak, so why not throw out the challenge? It
yeah,
it all makes sense for a heel.
yeah.
He knows he has the advantage. So I mean, that's still a heelish thing to do to me. So what are these people talking about? Jeez.
I don't think it was so much about being the heel, but the people are complaining that Rollins should have extended the challenge, not Triple H. Should have been the other way around, is what they're saying.
I think people look into things a little bit too much. We're getting the match. Be happy, people.
Yeah.
Who
All right.
cares who challenges who? We're getting Seth freaking Rollins and the game Triple H. So there.
Yeah. All right. So what what else was on the show, my man?
Well, it kicked off with the ladies of Raw,
Oh yeah,
all
yeah,
kind
that
of
little promo that they had. Um,
yeah, confronting each other. Uh, okay, so this promo and match overall didn't get me very excited
I thought the
any
promo was
more than
better
I
than
was
the
already.
match. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't blown away with either of the two. That's just me though. Um,
Yeah, I think it was kind of like I keep using the same reference, the same 808 clap. You have
yeah.
one you have one baby face come out. Bailey cuts her typical thing. Um, Charlotte would
Interrupted
cut her
by
typical
Charlotte.
thing,
Yeah.
and then
Interrupted
Sasha
by
comes out.
Sasha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was a very paint by numbers thing. It was
Charlotte had the most solid promo. I did. This woman is amazing on the mic.
yeah,
Charlotte is the
she is.
queen of the microphone. She's the queen of the ring. I like a lot of the stuff she was saying. I'm pretty much that Sasha's heel turn is coming. I think Charlotte's right. Sasha is playing Bailey, like a fiddle. I was just sold by everything Charlotte was saying. I was like, it all makes sense. Just you wait. Whether that
Yeah.
happens at Mania, I don't know, but I mean, it all makes sense. So I think Charlotte stole the show in her promo out of the four.
Yeah, and I'm fine with the fact that the promo wasn't all too special because it's a story that they're telling. They gotta it's a slow build. I understand that, and yeah, I think it was a fine promo. Nothing wrong with it other than the fact that it was nothing different.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Like it didn't blow me away, but it wasn't bad.
yeah,
But
and I gotta
I
feel
think I
bad for
enjoyed
date.
Charlotte the most, though.
I gotta feel bad for Naya. She comes out and no reaction, no reception until the very end of the match. And it's crazy to
Yeah.
think because like Naya, how is she? I'm trying to understand how anyone is expecting to buy her as this top heel if nobody's gonna react to her. Um,
Well, I think they kind of handled Nia wrong when they brought her over to the roster anyways. Because at first they barely utilized her and she just kept destroying jobbers, you know. And the thing with Raw is they're lacking women right now, and I get that, but they should have made Nia this just like unstoppable, undefeated force if they're going to lead her up into this. And I
right,
think her reaction's better.
right.
Because, Nia has lost on Raw, and stuff like that. So people are just like, oh, well, she can be beat. And I think it's too soon for them to think that. So that's why she's not really getting the reaction they want. They should have maybe handled her a little bit differently.
Hmm.
When Awesome Kong came in, she was destroying top stars every week. And not in matches, just coming out after the matches and then just beating the crap out of them. She'd come
True.
out in a tag team match and destroy all four. So I think they should have went the same, not the same, but a similar route with Nia.
What did you think of her on the mic? What do you think of her on the mic in general, actually?
Okay, if I were to give her a grade on the mic, I would give her a C, just a solid C.
Okay.
She can still use some work. Um, when I see her do her promos, I still feel like she's trying a little bit too hard,
Hmm.
but she's not terrible. She's not terrible. But I think,
Yeah.
just with more work and if she gets more exposure, I mean, that's just the thing. She hasn't really had enough exposure and mic time to improve her skills, so it's not entirely her fault, you know.
Yeah. Um, I thought the promo she cut wasn't too bad, I guess. Um,
Well,
it
the
was.
thing is, it's just the same kind of bland promo we get from her. And I hate the fact that she kind of repeats herself every time she cuts a promo. And it's like, I've heard it all before with Nia.
Yeah.
So but she really has no story built up with these women. She was kind of just thrown into the mix,
Yeah.
so what kind of promo can she really cut except for the one she's been cutting already? So, I mean, it's not all entirely her fault. As far
Yeah.
as promo skills, I give her a solid C. I can see improvement in her over time.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, how was the match? I did not watch it myself. I think personally, I've seen the combination of these four a lot, and you know what? I didn't want to really spoil my appetite before I didn't want to spoil my dinner, so to speak.
Right.
So like
Well, I
I
think
didn't.
because this is like their third tag team match, I think, on Raw, maybe fourth. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just not. It was nothing special. It
Okay.
was really nothing special.
Hmm.
Um, I can't say they've had better or worse. It's just been their typical matches that they've been having.
Hmm.
Um, at the end of it, Nia pretty much takes out all three, which is what I expected. It was kind of predictable.
Yeah, I saw that
So,
Bailey finally got a win in her without so much help from Sasha. Which is good. At least they're building her back up a little bit. But I can
a
understand
little bit
what.
too late, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I can understand now what they're doing with her too. They're trying to make her a throwback to her early NXT character where she's I guess naive and she just doesn't know better and I guess what's it called, trying to build her as kind of a weakling, but not too much to a point. So you know what I mean, like how her character was in
Yeah,
NXT almost. So
yeah.
I think they're trying to go that route. The problem was that with that is that they made her women's champion. So I think back to that, and I think back to what you said, that belt needs to go off of her or change her direction and stay with that direction.
Well,
But
yeah, well, if they change the direction, they need to do it like now. Because like
yeah,
I feel like with Mania being the Sunday, it's a little too late. But you never know.
yeah,
Um, they need to change the route now if they're going to do that, though. And then I
yeah.
think
So stick to your guns. Either have her be a strong wrestler, or if you're gonna build her as a weak character who's gonna build her way up to being that seasoned veteran, then
right,
take that belt off of her and
and start from scratch.
start from scratch. Exactly. So that's kind of my whole 2 cents on the Bailey character at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
still love Bailey, the character, the wrestler. Um, Not her fault, for poor writing, but hey,
Yeah.
I still got your back, Bailey.
Yeah. So, Nia, she attacked, laid them all out, and I saw that she got a really good heel reception this time around. This was what I was
She
alluding
did,
to. So,
because
uh,
people want Nia Jax to be being, and I'm reading, in a lot of on a lot of Instagram pages, a lot of the reasons why people just aren't into the character yet, and they think she's a terrible wrestler, and I kind of disagree. I think she has the potential. I think I told you on a past podcast that I wouldn't be upset if she actually walked out, because it would be a new slate for the women's division on Raw, and I think they kind of need that because I think the division's gotten kind of stale.
true. And I think once they figure out what to do with Nia, she'll get over. She'll get over.
Yeah.
If
And
they
I
could
think,
figure
putting
out,
the belt on her, you make her this unstoppable force with the championship, like almost like Beth Phoenix when she won the championship,
give her the belt as long as you
Um,
know what you're doing with her is kind of my thing
exactly. Have a
because
good plan in mind.
you can't
Don't
have a champion with
waste
no
an
direction.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
look at Bailey.
Yep.
And it's sad to say that 1 month into her title reign. So,
Yeah, I know. But
um,
hey, they can turn it around. The night after WrestleMania is always a fresh slate. It's pretty
right,
much, the new year for the wrestling universe, so I
right.
hope they got their plans in order for these women on Raw.
I gotta agree. So, what was the next? What was the next segment?
The next segment was the cruiserweight not championship match. I'm sorry, the cruiserweight match with Austin and
Austin
Noam
Aries
Dar.
and Noam Dar.
Yeah. Again, nothing really stellar. Um, Austin Aries beat the hell out of Noam Dar, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It
I
carried over
see.
into 205 Live. He had to get a replacement for his match because, quote unquote, not fit to compete. So,
Damn. Well, I see.
uh,
I see. He finally used the last chancery too.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, for a cruiserweight match, it was decent. But like I said, nothing mind blowing.
Yeah.
Nothing mind blowing.
Yeah. I was watching this match. I was kind of bored. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see that Austin Aries actually came out to a really good reaction this time around. That's more like it.
It's about time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Um.
about time.
Yeah. There's just it's good to see. He came out to a good reaction. The match was kind of dead. Not necessarily the crowd, but the match itself.
Yeah,
Um.
like I said, nothing too.
Yeah. All right. What was next?
Next, well, I think we covered this already. Was the Triple H Rollins segment.
Okay, let's skip it. What's next?
After that was the over the top rope challenge.
What was that? Was
Showcasing the Raw guys that are going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle
Wait,
Royal.
that battle royal that ended on a no contest for no reason, where Big Show pretty much laid everyone out.
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, that was
I thought
terrible.
this was. I think it was one of the worst segments of the night. I watched it and I was just not entertained at all. Like
I mean, I didn't even. I think what I was hungry as hell. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I just remember not even tuning into this match that much.
no, it was a good time. There's no need to tune into it. I know Big Show laid everyone out. Braun Strowman, as I predicted, came out and I think said something along the lines of, "If I wanted to go down there and destroy you all, I could." But something about he's not going to do it in front of the crowd. They don't deserve it, and they're going to have to wait until WrestleMania. So,
Yeah, who knows?
and did I not call Strowman being in the Battle Royal
Yeah,
after they
you did.
ended his feud with Reigns? Because what else are they going to do with him? So,
Yeah. So, you know, and personally, I don't really care who wins that battle royal.
and speaking of Royal WWE, I'm extremely upset that you put Sami Zayn in that, and that's the only way we get to see him at WrestleMania. I
Like,
was hoping for Zayn and Joe
you
a
would think,
rematch.
you would
I
think,
understand the card is stacked, but they seem to be throwing all these matches on the pre-show. So why don't you throw one more on there for us? I mean,
Yeah, and it's a lot more entertain. It would be a lot more entertaining to see that than hearing in no disrespect to the broadcast team, but it would be a lot more entertaining than to see the broadcast team just go over the matches all day long. Like, who wants to see 2 hours of that?
right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, disappointed in that. I don't even know if Samoa Joe's on the card at all. I think the
I
Raw side
don't
of the
think
Battle
he
Royal is
is.
full.
I don't think
So
he
that's why I'm
is.
just like,
And that's a
damn, you can't even
shame.
put this guy in the Battle Royal? Like, jeez.
And that's a
Like, maybe
shame
you should have.
because the Usos don't
Yeah.
even have a title match at WrestleMania, but
No,
they're
but
in the
they're in
Battle
the Battle
Royal.
Royal too.
Yeah, so it's
And I'm
like,
like,
what?
and so is American Alpha. And I'm like, you couldn't give the American Alpha their rematch and their
And
claws on the
then put
pre-show?
Joe at least on the Battle Royal? Like,
At least. I mean, you're wasting Sami Zayn away in it, building
yeah.
that story up to him. He's doing it for Mick Foley, and I'm like, oh God, no, don't do this. And then he was like, yeah, I'm entering the Battle Royal, and I was just like, done.
Like,
No.
and then the promo that he cut on Raw, which I think this was the next segment, right? His little backstage
I
promo
believe it. No, I think this one was towards the beginning.
towards the beginning. Okay.
I think
Well,
it was.
anyway, that not being the point. This was so weird. Like, you cut this promo, hey, I'm gonna stand up to the authority and all this, but I'm gonna take the battle royal. I'm gonna be on the battle royal. That
Yeah.
makes no sense. Like, wouldn't you
Yeah,
want a
like
match between the
with
guy who's
Samoa
been?
Joe?
Yeah, wouldn't you? Yeah, like, in terms of continuity, you wouldn't want that. I tweeted that and like I got 41 retweets because of it. Because it makes so damn much sense. Um,
Yeah, and dude, I honestly thought Stephanie was gonna put Sammy in a match with Samoa Joe to punish him for supporting Mick Foley.
yeah. And
So
that would be the smartest route to go, but instead, like this was the route you went. You put him in on the battle royal. It's so weird. And look, I don't mind Sammy being on the battle
at least he
royal,
gets
but
to be at WrestleMania, but I think
yeah,
he deserves to be at WrestleMania in a much better spot
he does. He
than what
does.
he's being put in.
And in terms of the storyline, you would think it would make more sense for him to be on the battle royal or on a match with Samoa Joe. So it's like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Hell,
yeah,
even if it was a tag team at something, because I mean, geez, Sammy needs his one-on-one WrestleMania match. I mean, he was in the ladder match last year for the IC title, and that was cool.
but
That
that
was really
also didn't
cool.
make sense. Why didn't they just have him against Kevin Owens? That's what got me. Like, you,
Yeah, exactly.
it
But
was a
they just
shame.
had their feud go in the ladder match, like, oh, let's throw four of the guys into it.
Yeah,
So, I mean, still, it was a fun match to watch,
it
but
was. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, Sammy
It's just,
deserves better than that.
yeah, he does. So he got
I mean,
cheated
now it
out
has
of
me
two
thinking you should have
singles
just held.
feuds.
Yep, 2 years in a row, two singles
Yeah.
matches cheated out of. And I'm thinking, since Joe's not on the card at all, maybe you should have just held him appearing for the night after Raw. Like,
Like, seriously.
why'd you bring him in? I thought they were bringing him in because he's going to be a part of WrestleMania, which would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
And that
dude,
would have been the
wait, they're not
perfect
using
blow
Finn
off.
Balor? I mean, Finn Balor's clear to go. Sami Zayn and Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe and somebody else to
Yeah.
represent the Authority upcoming. Oh, that would have been great.
Anything would have worked.
Jesus.
All right. So what was the next
Yeah.
segment?
The next segment after that was the one with Roman Reigns and the Undertaker crossing paths one last time
I thought it was a pretty good
before.
segment. I enjoyed it.
Too. Me too. It was cool, of course, always seeing Clay Taker doing his classic Taker stuff. I like the
Say
whole
it
dig in
again.
the grave thing. It's always cool seeing Taker do his classic Undertaker magic. Digging the grave, lights
Oh
going
yeah,
out, then him appearing in the ring.
I found this really good to watch. I was really engaged honestly when I saw the little cemetery. I saw um the little promo and then him appearing behind Roman Reigns talking about as I was saying and going on
Yeah,
with the
I
rest in
thought that.
peace. Yeah. Speaking of which, I didn't hear him once say rest in peace this entire feud. You find that a little
Oh.
weird? I found that a little weird. No?
Oh, you may have a connection. Only because I really think Reigns is going to beat the Taker. We'll get on that when we get to predictions. So maybe that's why he hasn't said it. Maybe it's a little sign. Who knows? But
Okay.
yeah, now that you bring it up, I don't remember her ever saying it either.
Yeah. All right. What was the next segment?
The next segment was another cruiserweight match with
Neville and
and Jack
Gallagher, right?
Gallagher.
This was definitely the much
Yes.
better match of the two cruiserweight matches.
Of the two cruiserweight matches, yes, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
Dude, I love me some Gallagher. I loved him flying off the top with the umbrella like Mary Poppins.
I saw even Neville started laughing at Gallagher's little technical antics.
Yeah.
Michael Cole made a little mention of it, and I thought, well, there goes his push.
Yeah.
Joking,
God, I
of
hope
course,
not.
but
And I must say, Gallagher has one of the nastiest headbutts in the business.
seriously, he's just.
I think he rocked Neville with it bouncing off the ropes. I was like, dude, that was nasty job.
Yeah, this was definitely an effective Fastlane rematch. I was very much impressed and engaged. Good.
I do
good
hope
stuff
I
from
see
these
the
two.
two battle more in the future. Like I said, I still want to see that cruiserweight title on Gallagher down the road. I mean, he keeps it up like this, cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
Him and Neville seem to have brutal, so
Say that
please
again?
give us more of that. I said him and Neville seem to have really good chemistry, and their matches are just brutal. So I hope we get to see more of them.
All right, next segment.
Oh, it was the tag team match, Enzo and Cass against Gallows and Anderson.
Oh.
That never really happened because the club attacked him with the ladder. And it's funny that as soon as I saw that, I was like, ladder match. And I guess it's been announced today.
Ladder match. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, them announcing it's a ladder match has me a little bit more interested in it because, we get our classic ladder match at Mania.
Yeah, now we get to see what spots they'll do.
Yeah, so should be fun, I guess. It has me interested a little bit more in this match.
Yeah, same. All right, so what's the next segment?
The next segment was Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens for the zillionth time in a no DQ match.
I missed this match. What happened throughout it?
It was your.
I saw the outcome, but other than that,
yeah, it was a good match. I mean, it was your typical Sami. I mean, we've seen them fight so many times; it's hard for them to surprise us.
And it's funny because you build this as last time we're gonna ever wrestle at Battleground, and then they go on to have these matches. And to their credit, they kept them away for a good amount of time, but
they did.
They did, but then they started using them together again, and it really annoys me that.
And I know the stipulation going into this match was if Sami lost, he would lose his job. Yeah.
I thought this would have been the perfect way if Samoa Joe had interfered and cost Sami the match or whatever. I thought this would have been the perfect way to get him to SmackDown, but.
And it would have been shocking because I was expecting Sami to win. I'm not going to fire him. That would have been cool. And then Sami gets like one last chance to get his job back at WrestleMania against Joe.
Yeah. But, such
stuff. Man. Yeah. I'm thinking we need to apply for creative writing jobs at the WWE.
Yeah, no, I got to admit, that would be pretty damn hard. I think, look, with their creative team, I think they need to, reduce the number of guys on the creative team. Either that or have them in groups. Like, have one guy work the cruiserweight division, have one guy work, the women's division, have one group, work, the main card, and another group work, the mid card division, so on like that. And have one guy.
I thought it's how it was. There's just one guy doing everything.
No, it's a whole group, but I guess they all work for the entire segment. Like I'm saying, they could work.
Oh, I
What
see.
I'm saying is distribute this big group of however many writers they have for the show, into smaller groups, so that way,
Gotcha.
every division has their own ideas, and
Right.
yeah,
That
yeah,
would make a lot more sense.
yeah.
And maybe a lot better because they can give these divisions a lot more focus. Because they're not focused on, oh, we have these 4 divisions to take care of. It's like, oh yeah, you do this division, you guys you do this. That make a lot.
All right. What's the next segment, my man?
Next segment was the one with Lesnar and Goldberg. Um,
I
Lesnar and
honestly
Heyman come
forgot those two
up.
were even on here, but I do remember
Dude,
their
this.
segment now.
I mean, it's hyped up, but it's their typical segment. Like, all Goldberg did was run down and spear Brock.
And then that was it.
And that's it.
Was Heyman even out there? I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I saw
Yep.
Lesnar. I was actually
Really
kind of
did.
hoping for Lesnar to get one in on Goldberg.
On Goldberg.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it didn't matter. We all know he's taking the championship at Mania,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this segment was just a waste of time to me. They could have just kept these 2 guys off. Like this did
Speaking
nothing to
of
build
Goldberg,
momentum.
Speaking of Goldberg, what did you think of his interview with Edge and Christian?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. What did you hear?
Is it on their podcast?
Yeah, yeah. They had a little art. There was a little article, or there's some of Goldberg's commentary that reached articles here and there talking about how Goldberg was miserable.
Oh man, I read that before work this morning on Instagram. Yeah, on a page. How he was unhappy and he was miserable. And at this
Yeah,
point he was just doing it for his family because they were
yeah.
happy.
Do you want me
Um,
to quote the passage?
yes, please.
All right, just let this page load up real quick. Sorry, when I asked, I kind of figured the page would have already been loaded by now. All right. So he was asked about being 50 years old and his return to WWE, and he said, and I quote, "I'll be honest, I'm miserable. I'm absolutely miserable. Nobody get me wrong when I say I've been miserable throughout this, but I am. I'm miserable. I'm bloated 24 hours a day. I'm stressed 24 hours a day. I don't sleep, but it's a small price to pay." And with that, he goes on to say, "People are expecting me to be able to do exactly what I did back then. I am nothing but a machine now. I get up in the morning, I eat, I train, I eat. It's the toughest thing I ever embarked on, guys. I'm 13 years removed from the business, and I can't name a power wrestler who has come back 13 freaking years afterwards, and then within 20 pounds of what he was back then." So that's pretty much all that was quoted here. So what are your thoughts on this?
Oh my God. Okay. So for one, dude, Goldberg's been in the business before. He knew what he was signing up for. You
Yeah.
know? And on top of that, he's only a part-timer. Now, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know how much this guy is actually working, but to my knowledge, he's not doing house shows, you know?
Yeah.
He's not on television every single week. Um, the only thing I can think out there that's keeping him so busy are like media appearances and stuff like that. But still, it all goes back to, bro, you're in the business 13 years ago. You went through this. You knew what you're getting yourself into. So
Hmm.
you should have just did a one and done deal for Survivor Series and called it that.
Yeah.
Instead of committing, to a program for ever how much long he committed for, you know. If you're
Yeah.
miserable 1 month into it, you should have gotten the hell out.
Yeah. Um.
But I'm sure when
hmm.
he signed on, It just makes sense that Vince was like, would you mind doing a short contract staying on for WrestleMania? You know, your name's a big draw. We can have you and Goldberg have a rematch or whatnot, you know? He knew even if he did that, say he did sign that 6-month contract, he knew what he was getting himself into for 6 months. Right. But still to complain about it, and you're just a part-timer, and like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes and how much he's actually working, but we know we're not seeing him on television every week, and we know he's not doing live shows. So don't complain about it, bro. Do it. Or you should have backed out back then.
Yeah.
You know, and you knew how old you were. You knew you couldn't be the person you were 13 years ago, but you know, wrestling fans, we kind of have an expectation of you, you know?
Yeah.
So if you knew you couldn't fulfill it, then don't do it. Like, it should have been a one-and-done deal. It would have made more sense that you squash, you know, however many seconds, because, bro, you're old. You can't go like you did the way you did. We're not going to trash you for it. The moment was cool at Survivor Series. What was that?
Can you repeat that last sentence? Your voice just kind of phased in and out.
Oh, all right. No, I was saying, like, it would have made more sense. The moment was cool when he returned at Survivor Series. We should have kept it at that. All right, we got our cool Goldberg moment. Yeah. You know, happy retirement, dude. It was good to see you back for the month. But he knew what he was getting himself into. I don't think it's right to complain. And if he's saying he was miserable the entire time, get out of it after the month. Then, if you're miserable the entire time.
Yeah.
So that's just bull to me. That's just bull.
Yeah.
I hope he's done after Mania. I mean, I think he is. I just think he only signed a short-term contract. Yeah, you know.
If he's so miserable, it makes no sense for him to stay. I mean.
Yeah. And like, if he was miserable, why didn't you leave back in December? Why sign up to win the Universal Champion? And you know you're gonna have a bigger workload when you sign on to be.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm kind of disappointed in him. You know, if he felt that way, he should have just had that one-and-done deal at Survivor Series. That's what I thought it was gonna be. To be honest with you, I seriously thought that was gonna be it.
I thought so too. And reports did come out that Goldberg was supposed to be a one and done, but then, you know, I guess he signed a deal for a little bit longer. And
a part of me really feels like when he had his match of squash Survivor Series, I believe he had for a moment like, oh, this. And that's probably what drove him to continue. And then as it went on, he's like, oh, crap. This was actually hard work, you know? Yeah, you're a machine. So are the guys that are actually working full-time. They're even bigger machines, man. So don't come at me, an old-school fan, with that, dude. You shouldn't have, you knew what you were getting yourself into. You shouldn't have signed up for it.
Yeah. So, I think personally, I mean, I guess Goldberg, you know, must have forgot or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yes, man. No wrestler ever forgets the workload they have to put in during their careers. It's all they talk about.
Again, I'm not really sure what sprung this on, but it's I guess like what you said, if you know what you're getting yourself into, which you do, and plus you're miserable the entire time you were there, and if what reports are saying are true, that, you know, you were initially supposed to, you know, be a one and done thing. Okay, you have your contract for a month. Why sign for longer? You know, that's kind of the thing I took away from it.
Yeah. Why sign some sort of long-term deal? Because I'm pretty sure the deal he signed was just until WrestleMania. I mean, to me it makes sense, but people, I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any source. I don't know for a fact. It makes sense. WrestleMania was almost around the corner. He's a big name draw. Hey, maybe it's a good idea to have you and Lesnar have a rematch, you know? Oh, yeah, Vince, that sounds good. But still, you knew what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
So I really have no sympathy for Goldberg. Please, bro, do WrestleMania and be done if that's the way you really feel about it. And it makes me even more mad because he feels that way, but there's people that are actually passionate about it whose spots got bumped because of him. So,
and worked a lot more than him, you know.
Like I said, are harder working machines because he's only a part-timer. These are full-timers. Yeah. And again, with no disrespect to Goldberg, I don't know exactly what he's doing, but all I know is he's not doing live shows like these other guys, and he's not on television every week. So
Yeah. All
I don't
right.
know what could be wearing you out so much, my friend.
All right. So next segment of the night.
That was the last segment of the night.
Was that really?
Yes. This is why Raw should have ended with the contract signing and started with the whole Lesnar Goldberg thing.
Wow, I really feel like there have been more. Huh.
No, that was Raw's
that
last
is
stop on the
everything.
road to WrestleMania. Yeah.
Dude, we
So
covered
that's why I
that
said,
in 50 minutes. I'm surprised.
Yeah, dude, which is unusual for Raw.
Yeah. All right.
So
Okay.
Raw on the road to WrestleMania, I give you 2.5 stars for your last show. You had a couple of solid segments, but the rest of it just didn't hype me up more for your roster's matches at the show of shows.
Yeah. All right, let's go to SmackDown.
Let's head on over to the blue brand, yo.
I think this was kind of a weaker program compared to the two. I think there weren't too many like segments that I was like, oh my god, over, but
yeah, I kind of felt the same way. I thought for a SmackDown show it was one of the weaker ones. Not the usual action-packed stuff that we get to. After watching it, though, I mean, I get it. There wasn't very many matches on this week's SmackDown. A lot of it was just a lot of talking build-up for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, I think they had a stronger build-up for SmackDown's last stop on the road to WrestleMania. So, I'll give them that. But, yeah, there really wasn't any matches.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. You don't want to burn out your audience before Mania.
Because, I mean, there wasn't very many matches. Both of this building up their last-minute stories for WrestleMania.
Repeat.
Oh, I said Raw didn't have very many matches either. Both shows was just a lot of promo build-up on their last stops to WrestleMania. So.
Yeah. So the show opened with AJ Styles and Shane McMahon. They had a contract signing. I thought when I compare this to the Triple H and Seth Rollins one, I think I'll give the edge to Triple H and Seth Rollins.
I agree.
Their promo exchange was not bad, but I mean, I don't know. It was just there was just something about it that I wasn't like too attached to. I think after the end, it was a little bit different. It was a change to see instead of them going in and attacking each other, they just they ended it off with AJ rejecting a handshake. So
right.
I mean, I guess it's fine. They're trying something different.
To me, it was kind of weird. Yeah, I was like, okay, you just put this guy through a table last week. The week before that, he beat the shit out of you, and now you want to shake his hand. But I mean, I get it because Shane did show respect for AJ Styles during the promo.
Well, I mean, Daniel did have to kind of play peacemaker and get these two to stop these two. So it's like he wasn't necessarily going out of his way to shake his hand. He was
True, but they even brought it up on Talking Smack that it was just kind of weird that you were trying to have him shake hands, and that's kind of how I felt when I saw it too.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
Even Renee Young was like, "Why'd you do that? That's weird. Why would you even try and do that?" And I was like, "Thank you, Renee. You said what I was thinking when I was watching the segment on SmackDown." I was like, "Oh, that's weird, but all right."
Well, he's actually trying to enforce the rules. No contact on each other. And of course, everyone else has kind of made that rule look like a joke, considering they always do it. But, yeah, I think Daniel Bryan, for the most part, actually was just doing his job. So,
yeah, interesting to learn that it's going to be a regular match, and I like the story they're building behind it.
That
Shane not having some kind of gimmick match and all this crazy stuff to jump off of and do.
So,
however, I have seen Shane do some sick stuff in non-gimmick matches. So
I have never seen him in a regular match. I think I remember him getting his ass beat by The Rock in a singles match, but other than that,
no. I can only recall 2 singles matches he's had that wasn't gimmick. That was the one you just brought up with The Rock, and then the one he had with X-Pac for the European Championship at WrestleMania 15.
How was that match? Was it any good?
Well, see, that was back when Shane had kind of just started for these special things, so his wrestling skills weren't exactly that great. You know, X-Pac kind of made him look good. So, I mean, the match wasn't stellar, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, now it should be interesting seeing Shane just do his thing in a straight-up wrestling match, no gimmicks.
I believe the contrary. I think it'll really kind of expose Shane. I feel like that's what it'll do. It'll serve to Shane's detriment rather than be.
Which is the point AJ Styles was making. So yeah, I think it'll make for some great WrestleMania moments.
We'll see what happens. I mean, that's all I have to say about it.
I mean, I forgot that move that RVD used to do, Coast to Coast. I think that was the name of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Shane has pulled that off before. Mind you, I think it was against Vince McMahon at one of the WrestleManias, WrestleMania 17, I think. Yeah. So Shane can still do something crazy like that without weapons.
Yeah. All right. So, what was next?
Okay, next was supposed to be the women's rematch with Carmella.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Becky, which ends up turning into a tag team match because these girls just can't seem to stop
interfering. And this one didn't even make sense. Even what?
No.
So these two did have a pretty decent showing. I'll admit that.
Well, they had a longer and better match than they were able to have last week, so I was happy about that because I kind of want to see the progression of Carmella's wrestling skills. I'm really behind the girl. That's why I was pissed off last week. I was like, no, come on, you guys.
Yeah, it's funny where you started from. Didn't like her at first. Right. Now you're behind her. Gotcha.
Well, okay, no. Remember my defense. I don't like her wrestling skills. I still think she's a little green. Gimmick.
Okay.
I'm behind her gimmick-wise. That's why I really want her wrestling skills to grow because her gimmick makes me laugh. I like her being that little ratchet Staten Island chick, you know. And because like she's so much smaller compared to the other girls, and you know she pulls off the gimmick very well. So I want her skills to match it.
Okay. So, I gotta ask. So, Natalya was on commentary, and she made a reference.
Okay. Well, not originally. She ended up coming down midway through the tag team match.
No.
Because originally,
it was
Alexa
Mickey and Becky. Mickey and
were
Alexa,
on commentary when the match started. Yeah, Alexi and Mickey, they get into it while on commentary, then take the mics off and start beating each other up at ringside.
Yeah, and then Natalya comes out on commentary.
Right.
My question is this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go first.
Okay, my question is this. She made a reference, and I know this isn't really, it's kind of non sequitur, but I don't care. So she made a reference to Becky, and I don't know if this is a wrestler, maybe you know her. She called Becky a Vicky Longstaff ripoff.
Oh no, Pippi Longstocking ripoff.
Pippi Longstocking.
Yeah, Pippi Longstocking is a character from way, way back in the day who always had pigtails, but she was a redhead. But the reference to that was because of Alexa Bliss's pigtails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. I was just curious about that.
So, yeah, that's all that was. Yeah, Pippi Longstocking, she was a character in a book from, it's old, bro. It's even older than I am. And then they made a movie out of it back in, like, the 60s or something. Oh, really? So this character. But she always had pigtails, and that's what Pippi Longstocking was known for. And I remember, any girl that wore pigtails, people would always, tease the girl and, like, hey, Pippi Longstocking. So.
All right. Well, that was just kind of my question.
I just gave my age away.
It's all good. It's all good. I think you've given your age away before this.
Plenty of times. I mean, even with my, 34 in 10 days, butthole.
Oh, hey, come on. I didn't know.
Let me enjoy the last days of being 33. I'm never going to see it again.
All right, so we got a pretty decent match out of this. I thought the tag team, it was all right.
It was fun. The build-up for this match has been fun. I think the biggest thing for me coming out of this match was Naomi's return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I messaged you immediately, my
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
That was because
Yeah.
of that. And
Mhm.
for me, I felt like that's all I could tell you without spoiling it. I didn't want to spoil it for you, so that's why that's all I put. And I was like, you'll
Yeah,
see.
when I saw, I was like,
That
"Hey, good to see her back," and I was,
exactly. I'm
you
glad the
know,
injury was, kayfabe. She's back. She gets to be at WrestleMania in her hometown and go for the women's championship. So that made me very happy. And
yeah,
then adding her to the mix will make this match a lot of fun. Which, thinking about it, we got this match at Backlash when
yeah.
they fought
Oh, we
first ever
did.
for the first
Yeah,
SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
except
We're
you're
just
changing Nikki
replacing
Bella
Mickie
with
James with Nikki
Mickey
Bella.
James,
Yeah.
and I don't mind that because look, that'll make this an even better match, because Mickey
Yeah,
James,
I think so.
you
And then,
know,
the match at Backlash last year was actually an entertaining match. So,
yeah,
I think this one's going to be even better.
yeah. That's one of those matches I could watch and still, get entertained by. Of course,
Yeah.
now I think we know who our winner is going to be, but we'll get to that. So,
Hey,
next
they may
segment of the
surprise
night.
us, but we will get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. The next segment, the night was our finale. So I was happy about this. Our finale lost episode of Total Bella's Bull Trip.
Oh, yes. That was awesome.
This was, I think, the segment of the night and my favorite part of SmackDown.
I love I love when I love that they split it in two to show Miz and Maurice's reaction to like the first
Yes.
segment. I was just dying at how they were acting like they didn't know, and then they pulled up Daniel Bryan. He was all short, and he did the yes, yes,
Dead.
yes. Made him
Dead
seem
with
like a
the
little
beard.
kid. It was too funny.
Brie Bella putting the the phone book on the chair for him. Someone give me a phone book. Wait.
Yeah. And then freaking what was it? Brie told him, "I brought you a box of apple juice if you want."
A juice box.
Yeah.
Yeah, because John Cena's like, we're having steak. But
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian. I can't have steak. It's okay. I brought you a juice box, Daniel. And then Cena flipping out at the end, and like him getting all upset because Daniel and Brie don't want to eat his dinner. We're all going to eat steak. We're going to take one bite. It's going to take this long to chew it. Then we're going to have a sip of wine, and we're going to do it in unison and not violate John Cena's house rules.
So it was good to see.
I'm sorry.
It was good to see it. And you know what? We're just gonna review this because I want to really go in depth with this segment. So
Man.
after that, we saw Nikki Bella actually propose to Cena instead, and and of course we mentioned Miz and Maurice's reactions and all that. And then after commercial break, we saw the continuation of it, and John Cena responds with, "Nicole, you would make me the happiest man in the world by not breaking my house rules." And he goes on and doing all this stuff. And then, of course, we finished with that, and we got Miz and Maurice looking into the camera.
Taking the costumes off.
Yeah, and by the way, my friend told me while I was commentating, while we were watching the show together, my friend said this, and I actually had to tweet it out because I thought it was too funny. He said as Miz was taking off his shirt, he was saying, "Okay, now Maurice, you take off your shirt." And that one had me rolling when he said that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was
I'm about
awesome.
to rewatch that. I haven't deleted it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Even
I
though
like
Maurice
Miz Maurice's promo when they
Yeah.
got serious too.
Yeah. It's a shame though. I gotta agree with my friend. Maurice should have taken off her shirt.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah. All jokes aside though, it was really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
guys, it's hard to not enjoy that Total Bella's segments stuff that Miz and Maurice did. I know it sounds cheesy on paper, but they really pulled it off. Like
they
that's been
really
some of the
did.
best stuff these past couple of weeks going into the feud. I mean, I was not interested in this match whatsoever when they first announced it, but they really built this story up nice. And like I said, it's not one of my most most matches I'm looking forward to, but I know it'll entertain me. Like, the build-up's been entertaining. The past 2 weeks have been great. Which brings us to John Cena and Nikki Bella coming out to respond to it.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets even better.
Yeah, I thought John really did a good job in, just bitching out the Miz, of course.
John Cena brought it. Dude, he roasted the hell out of the two of them.
Yeah.
And then the way he was going in on Maurice, I mean, I'm over here talking to the TV like, our grandmothers would, talk to their soap operas while watching them.
Yeah.
I'm over here, John Cena, she ain't ready. Bruh, she ain't ready. Oh, he went there.
Yeah.
Oh, John Cena, I must say, man, from someone who did not like you at all. Well, I'm not going to say like you at all, like your gimmick at all. Bro, I have mad respect. You killed it this week. Killed it. One of the best promos you have done, my friend.
Yeah, there's no denying that at all. The fact that, a part of me wants to say he, like, that, that little swear, which I'm not going to say, came out of legit hate from Cena, but, I feel like he also said that personally just because he could, because he's Cena.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was a pretty good little extra added to it.
You talking about the couple?
No.
When you called him a...
Well, you could
okay,
say
yeah,
it. I don't feel like swearing. I'm sorry.
When you called him a pussy?
There you go. Yeah. I don't feel like swearing because, you know what? I just swear too damn much as it is.
I've seen some funny memes about that, actually, on Instagram.
Yeah, called him a... Yeah.
Dude, it was a powerful promo, though. I like when he knocked his balls and was like, what's wrong, man? You shooting blanks?
Yeah,
I
like how he made it a point to say that. He kind of repeated that line a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really solid, dude. Promo of the night. Actually, I'll give that promo of the week.
Yeah. And it's funny because just when you thought he was done, the segment was over, he just kept going at him. And
yeah, I was like, dude, he is really going in.
Yeah.
And the only thing that killed the segment for me was Nikki Bella getting on the mic.
Yeah, Nikki's not really the best on the mic, but
well, I just think John delivered such a great promo when Nikki Bella got on and said, just like, that's so unnecessary. Like, your man destroyed them. To hear you talk.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, we're gonna kick you. Yeah, he kind of made that clear.
I think Nikki,
not
really to, attack or anything. I think what she wanted to do was kind of, I guess, subconsciously, remind the crowd that she was there. Because
well, I get it. They had to give Nikki her moment going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean,
I don't think
building up this match, you have to give her moment. And, they did. I got it. But, like, John's was so
it was
out
still
there.
Unnecessary. And again, it was not only was it unnecessary because John already, killed them on the mic, but also because Nikki had her moment the week before when she cut off John and she started talking, explaining her backstory behind the whole Miz and Maurice thing. So
Exactly.
It's
so
like,
I don't think any week if she didn't say anything the entire promo,
Yeah, I really wouldn't have blamed her for just staying silent on the whole thing. And it's funny because 2 years ago,
got everything across.
It's funny because 2 years ago when she was feuding with AJ and Paige, she was actually the second strongest on the mic, with AJ being the first strongest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's just
what can
my
thing
do?
with Nikki Bella and her thing, sometimes she can be on fire.
Can you
and sometimes
can you repeat that last sentence?
Oh yeah, with Nikki Bella and her promos, to me, I think sometimes she can really like be on fire with them, and then sometimes it's just like
Yeah.
Like her promos are just kind of inconsistent,
Yeah, I think there really is no in between with Nikki. I haven't heard one promo from her where I was like, oh well, that's decent, not good, not bad. It was either good or bad, The
only time I can say a promo of hers was good is if. Whoever was worse. You know, then I was like, okay, well, compared to that, Nikki was pretty good. You know.
Well, I mean, I thought her feud with AJ Lee, and I had to actually go back and rewatch this feud because Jordan, the wrestling fanatic, had to bring this to my attention that she actually did deliver during this feud, and she even made she even said a line to AJ Lee that Brock Lesnar has been around here more times than you this year. And, that made the crowd go, oh. And, when you think about AJ Lee in 2014 compared to Brock, it's actually kind of true because Brock was making more appearances than AJ Lee that year.
Damn.
Yeah, so, AJ Lee, or AJ, Nikki Bella does have her, her shining moments here and there. So.
Yeah.
On the mic, again, no in between, but, I gotta give credit where it's due.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope she kills it in her match on Sundays, considering it's her last one, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how she does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get on to NXT, my man. So, the show...
Oh, wait, SmackDown's not done yet.
I thought you said that was it. I thought you said that was...
No. Okay. There's still 2 more matches. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Nope. After
there was Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper, which I thought was amazing, by the way.
10-man tag team match.
What? Oh yeah, there was
the 10-man tag team match, featuring the SmackDown participants that are going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah.
I thought this match was much better than the over-the-top rope challenge that Raw did.
Yeah.
Because at least these guys put on, a fun match in the amount of time they were given to do it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really cool spots in this match.
Yeah.
So I like this a lot better than Raw's participants.
Of course, I'm a little mad Tyler Breeze took the fall, especially to a gorilla press frontward slam.
From Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
Dude, did you hear the crowd chanting for him, though?
Yeah. For who?
Like, Mojo Rawley. The biggest reaction out of that match.
Well, yeah, actually, I did see that he did get a good little reception, so good for him, I guess.
I'm back here like, whoa, go on Mojo. I guess your stock is rising. I guess that video with Gronkowski really helped.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not a Mojo fan, but yeah, I guess you can make the case that it was...
I'm rooting for the guy. I just don't like his gimmick.
Yeah. Really,
he's just a little too much for me. Just
at least improve in the ring. Give me that. I mean, the guy still looks kind of lost from time to time. His moveset isn't great. It's in fact, it's really generic. No offense to Roscoe. Sorry, to Mojo Rawley. He needs a lot of improvement in the ring, personally.
Yeah, I agree there too. I think he's one guy that was brought up too ever. It makes sense. I think he was brought up to a team with Zack Ryder because the brand split. They were going to need tag teams, and he was already in a tag team with Zack Ryder. So I think that's the reason why Mojo was actually brought up to the main roster.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, Rawley's here now. Let's start pushing him slowly.
Repeat that?
No, I just think they felt like, okay, well, now that Ryder's injured, we still have Rawley here. It's time to start pushing him slowly.
Yeah. I think, you know what? Hey, they're doing a good job in organically building the guy. I'll give him credit.
Yeah. And, the crowd's starting to get behind him. I'm happy for that for him.
Yeah.
Change the gimmick, please.
Yeah. There's really nothing I could say about that. All right.
Let's step up those in-ring skills.
Yeah. And, I'm a little shocked because I really thought Breeze kind of should have, showcased himself at least a little bit. Get a beauty shot.
I think Breeze, his team probably should have taken, Breeze should have done it considering the past 2 weeks we've gotten of Breezy Bella, because Breezy Bella reared his head again this week, and I was like, they're not done with trying to get into the match, and he was trying to really pretend to be Nikki. I'm like, no. But
I was really annoyed at the fact that they
continued
that. Yeah, I
Well,
was
I think
really
it's
annoyed.
dead. Yeah, but I
So,
was like, no, come on, not again.
yeah.
So
One
SmackDown, I
was
hope Breezy
enough,
Bella is
and I
dead and
wasn't even
buried.
a fan
Thank
of
you.
that, so, you know.
Yeah. So I,
I
I
really
really hope it's dead. I think it is. So
Yeah. I really think Tyler Breeze looked really weak in the segment. And I'm gonna keep, focusing on him for a little bit because I think the guy just deserves more. I mean, honestly,
oh, he does.
the
But
fact
they
is,
semi-buried him in just 2 weeks with that stupid Breezy Bella thing.
and I'm sick of how dead the guy is, in the waters when they could again be doing so much more with the guy. I'm a huge fan of his, and the fact that I'm hearing people call him trash when they haven't even seen him in the ring. It's like
No.
they haven't seen the extent to what this guy could do. You know,
They're just basing this off, how he's been used on SmackDown and what he's been put through recently, and it's
yeah,
really not fair.
yeah,
Really, really not fair.
yeah, and it's a damn shame for
Positive
the
note
guy.
with him, I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, I do see Ego picking up a little bit of speed as their reactions go with the
In
live
terms of
crowds and
momentum,
stuff like
oh yeah,
that.
oh yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
So that makes me happy. So I hope this tag team can kind of around before he done, so
Yeah,
people can get behind him again.
and I'm thinking, my thinking is that once AJ Styles possibly goes to SmackDown or goes to Raw,
Over to
I'm
Raw.
thinking they're gonna have to force a new star. So if it's not gonna be Tyler Breeze, if it's gonna be Dolph Ziggler. But I think Tyler Breeze would be one of those guys who would be next in line for a mid card push. So who knows? I'm just riding on
Let's
hope, crossing my fingers that they
yeah, let's
do
keep our
see
fingers crossed.
they do see to it that Tyler Breeze does get get the next push. If being that assuming they keep him on SmackDown at their next draft, which by the way, their next draft is on April 5th, so 2 Mondays from now.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Damn, I better enjoy my rosters the way they are now.
Yeah. We'll
Well,
see
more
what
mainly SmackDown, but we'll see.
yeah.
Well,
We'll
let's
see
hope
what they
if
do.
Roman Reigns goes to SmackDown, he won't take all the air out of the room and leave none for everybody else on the roster. So, I'm worried about
I think
Breeze too.
I think SmackDown could benefit Roman Reigns, but I think a Shield reunition, whatever the hell the word I'm looking for is, could benefit him as well. So ultimately, I think it's a
We'll get into
win-win.
that when we get to Mania predictions. I think I told you on past podcasts. I think it was a buy or sell
Yeah,
that I'd rather buy Reigns going to SmackDown as a heel,
yeah,
or than buy a Shield reunion. He retires the Undertaker.
yeah,
He's going to be even more hated than he is now. So
yeah,
seeing him with the Shield would just be funny because they'd be like, yeah, and fuck you guy in the back. So
yeah, yeah,
I'm sure it'd be fun to watch and hear on television, but it would just be weird.
yeah. Okay, so with that being said,
It was
we also had
last
the main
match,
event.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
Luke Harper, Bray
Luke
Wyatt,
Harper
great
versus Bray
stuff.
Wyatt.
Great stuff.
The only problem I have is it wasn't.
Repeat that.
I said the only problem I had with this match was it wasn't long enough. I wish it was a little bit longer, man.
Yeah,
For
I think.
what they gave us, it was good.
Yeah, I think it was just that problem. It wasn't long enough. I think my biggest issue of this whole thing was that Luke Harper was kind of an afterthought in this whole thing. I mean, granted, you had a 2 week build, but think about it. He had been gone. He had been a ghost from the time he lost to AJ Styles, and then randomly reappears on TV, and then it was kind of like a momentum kind of depletion.
Drainer. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think it would have made more sense had Luke Harper faced Bray Wyatt. I mean, at least a week or two after his match with
Right.
AJ Styles. It was again, it was really weird to kind of see Luke Harper come back out of the blue. I thought it was just overall random, but I mean that didn't
It
take away from
was.
the match. I just think
Well,
I think it
now I'm
just
not sure if he's going to be in the Battle Royal or not, but if not, he's not even going to be on WrestleMania.
yeah, that's kind of a shame.
Which is a waste. I hope he's a last minute entry in the Battle Royal at least.
Yeah, I hope he is too. I hope at least we get to see him. That's what I hope. We get to see him on the
I was
match.
really hoping though for a triple with Wyatt, Orton, and Harper.
Yeah, it seemed
At
like
WrestleMania.
it seemed like that was the direction they were going, and then I was
Yeah.
really shocked to see Styles go over on Harper. So
Yeah.
it was really like head scratching. Like they had the perfect storyline in hand for they could have had AJ Styles
Dude,
and or not
they
AJ, Luke
did.
Harper and
Luke
Bray
Harper.
and yeah, Bray and Randy, and they didn't go that route. They didn't capitalize on what they had here, and
Because
you could have
especially
made
after,
sure. Yeah,
Orton betraying Wyatt, then you could have had Harper told you so. Because
yeah,
he was
and
already
then
at odds with Bray and Orton at that point. So you have these three guys who all just don't.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that has affected this promo this program that these two have been trying to build. Because I think if you added Luke Harper, he would have been the wild card. And
Oh, big
I
time.
thought, I thought, for sure that would have led to better TV. I was thinking in terms of what they could do because the possibilities would have been endless with these three. But again, they didn't do it, and it's kind of a shame, and it was a wasted
Lost
opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm sorry, Luke. You've impressed me, bud. You deserved it.
yeah. If it were my call, I would have had those three. I would have had those three for sure have a triple threat match.
Yeah, dude. Why the hell not? That's where I thought it was going. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, that would be interesting. Wyatt family triple threat.
yeah. All
But
right.
what can you do?
Yeah. So
Anyways, it
anyway,
was a solid match by
yeah,
those
it
two.
was. Yeah. So it's clear to me that they're gonna dance sometime soon again.
Yes.
Based off of the finish alone, I think they're gonna reform. That's what I came off of the finish thinking. Um, they're not gonna reform at WrestleMania, I don't think, but
Nah,
I
I don't
think
think.
somewhere down the line they will.
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Mhm. Never say never.
Yeah. Was I could have sworn I saw Bray Wyatt hawking stuff when he got
Re-
that weird look in his eyes and
Repeat all that, dude. Your voice is like cutting in and out, in and out.
oh crap, what is going on today? No, I said, did you notice Luke Harper like spitting out black stuff, before the match?
Before
When
the
he got that glazed
match,
look in his eyes? Yeah, but before the
um,
finish of the match,
I didn't
when
really
it was like
focus
he
on
was
that.
getting possessed by the spirit of Sister Abigail, because there is very like Papa Shango-esque, and I thought it was cool. He
Yeah,
just runs out of nowhere and hits that scary-looking Sister Abigail.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't put my attention on that.
Ah,
Here,
okay.
all
I
right.
have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. My internet is bad, and I have to see if everything's good here.
Maybe that's why I keep cutting in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, because my internet's been bad lately, and I'm just trying to understand what's been going on here. So you're very audible throughout the playback during the live stream. Let me
Oh,
see
all right.
here. So let's see here. Let's see here. Um. Hmm. Strange. Hmm. All right, give me a minute. All right, Eddie, speak for me.
Hello, hello.
All right, Eddie, speak for me. Hello, hello.
I heard the voice of Nigma.
Yeah. Okay. Well, your voice didn't cut out there, so what are you gonna do?
All right.
But there is like a very significant delay, so. All right. We gotta figure all this shit. Okay. Let's just continue in.
Alrighty.
Where were we at? Did we already say our piece with the White family?
I think we did. It was a great match. At the ended with Randy Orton putting a stake into the ashes of Sister Abigail, and
What'd you
that
think of
was
that
it.
segment?
Uh, to me, it didn't really do anything more. I was just like, oh, okay. That. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we go from here? Do you want to talk about NXT?
Let's go to NXT.
Okay. So we started out the show with fuck, I forgot.
That triple threat match.
Oh, okay, yeah. With Johnny Gargano,
Gargano,
Scott
Dash
Dawson, and
Wilder.
Akeem. Oh, it was
Yeah.
Dash Wilder, my bad.
Yeah, it was Dash.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good match.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was kind of fun. I think
Yeah.
Revival kind of stole the show.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
I called the finish. I knew from a mile away we were gonna see the finish. The moment I saw the Revival leave, I knew.
the moment they left, yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, it was a cool moment. It made
Yeah.
me kind of laugh. I love them as a
Yeah.
heel tag team. They're
Yeah.
gonna do great things on the main roster.
I expect that they will too. I can't wait to see what they do. I
Yeah.
I really can't wait. All right. What was next?
After
We had
that,
the
we
little
finally got to
contract
see that
signing,
new
did we
tag
not?
team.
Oh, wait,
No, the
what?
other tag team match, Heavy Machinery.
Oh, Heavy Machinery. I did not pay
Yeah.
attention to this match.
It
I
was all
kind of
right
skipped
for
it.
their debut.
Hmm.
I mean, they're short, bigger guys. Honestly, they remind me of this generation's natural disasters.
Hmm.
Just more talented and more fit, I guess.
Yeah.
But over 300 pounds or whatever. But I mean, it was cool for a debut match.
Yeah. I guess
They
I
completely,
can't really comment because again I just kind of skipped through this. I didn't really want to watch it.
yeah, say go back and watch it whenever you get a chance.
Okay.
But there's like 1998 era Owen Hart, like identical.
Really?
I found that funny.
Okay.
But they reminded me a lot. Of like this generation's natural disasters. To be honest with you,
Yeah. That's Earthquake and Typhoon,
Typhoon.
right? Okay.
Typhoon, also formerly Tugboat when he was a good guy and
Tugboat.
Hulk Hogan's buddy.
Hmm. Um.
I hated Tugboat.
You hated Tugboat.
Even when I was a kid, I just thought he was so lame looking.
Yeah. Yeah. I think of Popeye when I see like the Tugboat attire.
Tugboat, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had the contract signing with the women, Asuka and Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Nothing really special there, especially considering the two other amazing contract signings we had. And it's probably
Yeah.
not fair to compare to, but this one was kind of very short and to the point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the segment was literally like 3 or 4 minutes long. So, did really nothing to hype much more. They haven't been really hyping it up too much, anyways, because Ember Moon, this is the first time on television in I think a week or two. So, it is what it is. I'm still looking forward to the match.
Yeah, I thought, Asuka did her job really well as the heel. Ember Moon, stood up to Asuka, tried to, take her out verbally. Didn't really do that much, but, because, like, Asuka just stuck to her character, almost as though what Ember
Yeah.
Moon said didn't really mean much. And to be fair, like, what her dialogue wasn't really great. Could have been
You talking
better.
about Ember Moons?
Ember Moon's, yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree. She
Yeah.
still needs some work on the mic, but she did her best for what it was. And party, so like Asuka is full on heel now, right?
Yeah, I guess this kind of
That's what I took away from that promo. Because I think, remember, I told you last time we reviewed it, I was like, dude, is Asuka heel? Because she was showing a lot of heelish tendencies, so it
I
kind of
still
confirmed it in the
consider her
promo.
I consider her a tweener because Because look, you've seen this with Bailey. I thought she was full on heel too, or goddamn spider. I thought she was heel, but she went back to being a face once her feud with Bailey was over.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
spider. Yeah, and that was kind of the whole thing. So I don't know. I mean, her days could be over in NXT after this match. So um,
Right.
how she debuts on the main roster will be a mystery, but I don't think it'll. I don't think it'll really matter. I guess you could consider her a heel or a tweener. Doesn't really matter.
I get, yeah, to me she's a heel now and I like it, but the thing is fans are still going to cheer her, so
Yeah.
I mean it
So
doesn't
it
really make
really
a
doesn't
difference,
matter.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I guess for storyline purposes she's considered a heel.
Yeah. All right. What was next?
All right. The loser leaves NXT match with Cassius
That was
Ohno and
that was really
Elias
entertaining to
Sampson.
watch.
You said it was really what to watch?
Entertaining to watch.
It was, man. I really haven't paid that much to Elias Sampson. I've seen a couple of his matches. I'm like, this guy's all right, but I think he did really good in this one.
He's a fine worker. It's just the thing is, at the time when he debuted, you had guys like Balor and you had a Cruz, and
Oh,
so
so you kind of took a back seat.
yeah, it was really hard to showcase yourself. But again, this is the guy I'm talking about because look, he has a perfect thing, and I honestly think he shouldn't have left the main roster or shouldn't have left NXT because look, you have fans who love to hate him, and it's not go away heat. Not like, if it was go away heat, fans wouldn't be chanting, creative stuff at him. They would just
Right,
be booing the
drift
guy.
away. Yeah,
Yeah,
very true.
They would just be booing the guy. They wouldn't even react to the guy. And the fact is the guy, gets a hell of a reaction. So, they really should
Well,
have kept
this
him on
is
NXT, I think.
just a rumor. The reason I was reading this earlier, the reason why he lost is because he could be getting called up to the main roster.
That's what I'm saying cuz like I don't want
That's
him to
just a
get caught
rumor,
up.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, well, because I was like, dude, why would they get rid of a talent like this? And even when I saw it last night, I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna get the call up. So maybe he's gonna debut in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania, or
The thing
the
is
next night on
though,
Raw. Or...
the thing is though, like it depends cuz what do you think he's going to do on Raw or SmackDown even?
Well, I was reading, like I said, when I was reading that rumor, someone made a good point. They were like, we can stop for a minute, but they should probably change his gimmick. Now, I'm a fan of the gimmick. However,
I am too.
I think they're right because you know what? It may work better on Raw, but I think whatever they do, they need to keep him and Baron Corbin away from each other because I see a lot of similarities in them,
Mhm.
and kind of in the gimmick. So I think if they keep him and Corbin on separate rosters, he can shine better because it won't be like, oh, another guy like Corbin on the same roster. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you could draft. Well, there is the draft coming up next week, so you could you could draft Baron to Raw and have Alliance Samson to SmackDown.
Yeah, and I would love that.
Yeah.
Even though I see Corbin staying on SmackDown because I think he's going to be the new IC champ, but that would
Yeah,
work too.
that's true. I forgot about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope he does get called up. I like the gimmick, and I
Yeah.
kind of see the point that the guy was making. But if done right, I think you can actually make this gimmick work.
I
So
was really hoping that they would keep him on NXT for a little bit longer, just to establish his character.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that his character in general has gotten too much exposure, or as
Yeah.
much exposure as it should have gotten at this
I could
point.
see his character getting lost in the shuffle very, very easily, so I don't want that
Yeah,
for him.
but we could be wrong, and he could, he may have an NXT comeback where there's some stipulation where he weasels his way back in. So, I mean, it's been done before, so
Yeah.
at this
Speaking
point,
speaking of Dean Ambrose, actually, and Baron Corbin, did you see their Talking Smack segment?
oh, that garbage? Yes, I did.
Yes, that was terrible. What was that? What kind of a go home is that to go off on this, this very hard to watch sit down thing? And look, I saw this video on the YouTube channel where Dean Ambrose crosses the line. That was the thumbnail. So This is what I'm taking away.
God. Really? Clickbait.
I was expecting like this, this amazing promo. I see, them saying, "You shut up." No, you shut up.
You shut up. Yeah.
You shut up. Like, what is that? What is that? Like, this is your Intercontinental Champion.
Really?
This is Baron Corbin, who you're trying to build up as their next top heel. How the hell are you gonna build these two up to have a great match and have a segment like this? This sounds like an elementary argument.
Elementary school fight, yeah. It really did. It really did. I was not impressed with it at all. Actually, dude, I could not even halfway through it. I was like, I hope this ends soon. Like, I hope this ends soon.
Dude, both of them were just insufferable throughout this entire segment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's rare that I criticize
like
Dean
Ambrose, his mannerisms, everything. It was just too over the top. Like I was not into it. Into it.
They were both just, it was just so terrible. Dean was just, doing the whole, the typical Dean shtick, but he just kind of cranked it up to 15 and made it just insufferable. And fucking Baron Corbin was not cutting anything worthwhile to listen to. He was not saying anything, special.
Yeah, the thing that killed me was when Dean Ambrose cut him off from the television. He walks out to Renee and Daniel Bryan and then keeps talking, and I'm like, oh God, he's not done. And he goes on 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm just like, dude, please end this. This is bad. It was really bad.
And Corbin was just, he was not doing anything. He was just, boring the entire thing, and I just, oh my God. And Baron Corbin is a good guy on the mic. He's really good on the mic. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I find him pretty entertaining to watch. But
neither of them were on their promo game for this segment.
This was terrible. Yeah.
So the last image I'm gonna keep in mind of this build-up going into Mania is Ambrose returning on the forklift. And costing him the match against Orton. Yeah, because this was not a good...
There was so much wrong with this. And, it's funny. They moved. We're gonna get to this, because, you know what? I have to talk about this.
Because now we have half an hour to get through our predictions. You want to get into the predictions?
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm sure this has to do... Yeah, it'll all fall in the same ballpark. So kick it off, Maestro.
Okay. So... we got the pre-show going on, and we got, the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're going to see a surprise, and we're going to get a face to win this time around. I'm kind of hoping. I think, everybody's saying Braun Strowman, but I'm thinking we're going to get a face. I think we're overdue for a...
I remember I was saying Braun Strowman before too, but I think it's going to Sammy, to be honest with you.
I wasn't going to say Sammy, but I could see him. I think... Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this picture real quick. The ST Women's title match on WWE's website has removed the kickoff match that was previously listed next to the championship match, potentially putting it on the main card. Holy shit! Yeah! Dude, the women's match is gonna be on the main card, potentially.
I'm not gonna believe that till I see it. But they said, I guess on the website or whatever, they took the kickoff thing off of it?
Yeah, they removed the kickoff match, so that potentially means they could be putting it back on the main card. I'm so happy.
They should.
That you know what? That and Austin Aries deserves it, because
yep.
You know what? I wanted to get into this, but I saw that you wanted to talk about the main card, so you know what? I'm sorry. We're gonna keep going.
We can talk about pre-show too. I was including that. Yeah.
No, I mean, because I meant, the concert stuff, but...
Oh, we don't have to talk about that crap.
Well, I mean, the fact that the two matches were taken off...
were cut because of the concert?
Yeah, so
That's complete BS, dude.
my
Going to
issue.
WrestleMania or
Yeah,
watching WrestleMania for WrestleMania.
yeah. And there was so much wrong with this. And look, the damage was done. And here's the thing: I didn't even think this was gonna happen. I genuinely tweeted this thinking, you know what, this trend is not gonna change anything. And here we are, lo and behold, the women's match may possibly be going on the main card. And I'm tweeting this as I'm, speaking right now.
I want to research this more before I get more excited because I do not want to be heartbroken. Because the first time I saw that, I was just like, you've got to be joking me. A kickoff match? And here's my problem with the people. Kickoff matches, there's usually barely anyone in the arena.
Yeah.
And these women have worked so hard this past year.
And
they deserve to perform in front of a full house. It's almost robbing them of their WrestleMania moment. Yeah, they're still on the card, but they're not performing in front of even a quarter of the audience that will be there by the time the main show starts. The Battle Royal, yeah, that makes sense for the pre-show. Have it at the end when there's more people in there. But still, it's just not that many people. I've seen so many pre-shows. I'm like, damn, that stadium's still empty,
Oh, yeah.
And these guys and gals, they bust their behinds a whole year for this, so give them their due respect.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just it's so amazing to me. It's like I thought about this, and I'm like I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's what was I trying to say here? Because I was trying to go somewhere with this, but fuck.
Like I said, I'm not going to get that excited until I have some confirmation. I don't want to be heartbroken again.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tweet it anyway. And I don't care. I'm just gonna tweet it and
tweet it.
Yeah, because I'm just excited at the moment. But look, my issue with this was that you're literally cutting one of the matches that do have a lot of people interest at heart. Hell, even Austin Aries, coming back, that does have a lot of people interest at heart. Even though he didn't come out to like the greatest reaction for the past 2 weeks, there are people saying that this match could potentially steal the show.
It's probably gonna steal the show. A lot of people are saying that,
Yeah, so it's like, it's so hard to, argue that when you got two of the best cruiserweights in the world, Neville and Austin Aries, and, hell, if you're going to cut two matches and put them on a pre-show, I would have figured that. But cut the matches that don't even have any, any sense of momentum,
Exactly.
The Raw tag titles didn't have any momentum whatsoever going into this.
Throw that on the pre-show.
Yeah. And then you got Dean Ambrose and Baron freaking Corbin with their bull crap. And
who probably has throw them on the pre-show. I mean, they've had tag team title matches on pre-shows before.
As much as I love Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose, they could have easily been the pre-show and nobody would have complained. Nobody would have even found it surprising, to be honest with you.
I complained about it. I'm like, oh, all right, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Battle Royal makes sense. I said that a few podcasts ago, like that. The Battle Royal should be on the pre-show. That shouldn't take up any time on the main card because no one really is into it anyways.
Yeah.
It's not like it's the Royal Rumble. The Battle Royal starts off a big clusterfuck, so you really don't even know what's going on until it dies down to like 10 guys.
Yeah. And it's just, again, it's just like, well, yeah, there's just none I could, there's, I don't have anything more to say. Austin Aries, actually, he also made some news. The Britain tagged us on a post on Instagram. You saw it.
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah. He weighed on his situation, and I'm going to repeat I can't speak today. All of a sudden I'm Kalisto now with my speaking abilities. Give me a minute. Can you hear me, Eddie?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Okay, cool. Just give me a minute. Okay, so Austin Aries made a gave a reaction to what people were saying about him being on the pre-show, and I think some people deserve to hear what he had to say, and I figured, what kind of journalist would I be if I would not weigh in on this situation and give my response to what he said. So, and I quote, here goes. Seeing a lot of passionate opinions about my at WWE Cruiserweight title match being announced for the hashtag WrestleMania pre-show. Here's mine. I'm never quote unquote relegated to anything. I'm just who you add to things you need elevated. And he put elevated in all caps. So hashtag WrestleMania pre-show is now must see. Hashtag the elevator. Now, I thought it was very well put. I think it was a good way. It was a good little insight. Now
Hey,
whether
he's
he
some
actually,
positive spirits about it,
yeah. Now whether he
or at
actually
least seems to be.
yeah. Now whether he actually believes it or not, I'm sure he probably does. I get it. I get why he said what he said. It was mainly to calm down, some of the wrestling fans like you and I. And I think in his position, that was the smartest way to go. I haven't seen too many superstars give a response like that. So kudos to Austin Aries for giving a response the way he did. I
Yeah.
think I think personally, I'll stick to my opinion that it is a slap in the face to the wrestlers.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my opinion on the same thing too, man. It is a slap in the
Yeah,
face. However, I'll lighten up a little bit. I mean, if Austin Aries is happy, then I'm happy.
yeah.
Then
And I think again, like it is a slap in the face because you know what? I can understand being put on the pre-show. Every wrestler does it at some point, but the thing is, you're getting put on the pre-show for a very bad reason, and that's because you're gonna have a celebrity come out and play a song, and that's ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. That's the thing to me
thank
that
you.
that frustrates me as a fan. That's when you're actually taking away minutes from a wrestling
Oh,
match.
from wrestlers, yeah.
Yeah, and you can complain about part timers all you want, but geez, this is bad. And this is a
And
bad
the way I
reason
look
to.
at it, if these people wanted to go to a concert, they would have bought tickets to a Pitbull or Flow Rider concert.
Yeah, and there's
If
the
I wanted
funny
to
thing.
watch a concert, I would pull it up on YouTube or something. I'm watching WrestleMania. I want to see wrestling.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. I don't know one wrestling fan who goes, "Hey, I want to pay my money to watch Pitbull and Flow Rider." And again, no disrespect to them.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't want to. I want to see them embarrass themselves by performing their music and coming out to no reaction whatsoever. And
Thank you.
as much as I'm a fan of Pitbull, as much as I'm a fan of Flow Rider, they're not going to come out to any reaction.
Actually,
No celebrity typically.
I think they are
No celebrity
a
typically
negative
does.
reaction.
Yeah, I
No,
don't see
I
them
think they
getting
will
booed.
come out to a negative reaction.
I don't see them coming out getting booed out the building. But generally put, they're like celebrities ever performing. They're always usually like awkwardly silent around these things, if not
Well, I'm actually
always.
predicting the opposite this time. Fans are going to go in on this concert. I think we're going to hear chants supporting the wrestlers that got bumped down because of this. I can hear "We Want Wrestling" chant going on throughout the concert. I hope it happens.
I hope so too, personally. Because I mean,
Because then
look,
these higher ups will know we don't want this garbage on our pay-per-views. We're watching this for wrestling,
yeah,
not a
and
concert.
look, they're trying to make it as mainstream as possible. They're trying to make WrestleMania as mainstream as possible. Look, what's done is done, and I can understand that. You want to make it mainstream and target it toward a mainstream audience, but I think it's ridiculous that you're gonna add what, let's say, um, you're gonna take away from your stars. You're gonna take away minutes from your stars for a stupid reason like that. Like, you don't have to make everything mainstream. And the fact is, WrestleMania, it should be kind of targeted towards your core fan base. But the
Yeah.
more I see Ultimate Thrill Ride being thrown around, and the more I see that, Pitbull and Flow Rider and whoever the two artists are following them, it's like it repels me away as a wrestling fan. And I think the fact is that we're gonna get women's wrestling. We're gonna get them having a match. We're gonna get hopefully we will also see Austin Aries get put on the main card too. Hopefully, not saying it will, but hopefully.
I might be asking for too much at this point. If we get the women, let's just take that
Yeah,
victory and be happy.
I'll be happy with that. No one ever said I'm not. I'm just saying,
Same here,
hopefully.
but
I'm just gonna,
I still,
say wink, wink.
well, I still don't even 100% buy into it yet. Like I
See.
said, I'm at the re.
Uh, yeah. But yeah, I think personally, it's again, kind of a slap in the face. I, but I'm glad it took. I'm glad we as wrestling fans spoke up enough for this change to happen.
They talk about a women's revolution, and then it's like, let's kick them off the main card. It's
Yeah.
like, no. I read someone made a good point. Had it been Sasha and Charlotte on SmackDown, it wouldn't have been bumped down. Like, and the world does not women's roster, the Raw women's roster, who has the weaker roster, in my opinion, right now. I'm sorry. They just do.
You think SmackDown has the weaker roster?
No, I think Raw does.
In terms of what? In terms of storylines or what?
I think in terms of storylines and overall representation. With Raw, we see the same women, but pretty much one main storyline, not showcasing the other women. But whereas on SmackDown, all the women are involved in the story.
To be fair, and I saw a comment on YouTube yesterday where I had to respond. So look, you have about 6 women on the Raw roster. On top of that, 2 of them are injured, and their 4th person is technically being on WrestleMania, but I don't. But again, she doesn't have her own storyline. She doesn't even have her own character entirely there. And I think it's not so much the women more, or the representation. It's just the creative team, with a lack of represent. Okay. I could have sworn I said this better, but yeah, I think revolving it around those 2 women is a pretty bad thing. But to be fair, again, they've been representing their wrestlers really really well. Or technically, they are representing all the wrestlers by putting them all in a WrestleMania match, excluding the ones that are injured. The only one that they aren't doing too much with are Dana Brooke and Emma, which is really sad to see.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I guess me personally, I just enjoy the SmackDown women's roster a lot better.
Oh, no. I totally agree with you there.
I think they kill it. Like, I was so happy to see 3 women's matches in one pay-per-view. Like, that's unheard of. Watching it SmackDown every week, all these women are embroiled in a storyline with each other in some way or another.
Yeah.
It was just recently, all their paths just started to cross because of the title match, And they're all talented, Like, I go back to Carmella, still needs some room for improvement,
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss is getting there. The rest, they're doing good,
Yeah.
They're doing good.
Yeah.
And I just think it would be unfair not to have the SmackDown women represented on the main show. SmackDown's women's division needs to be represented just like Raw's on the main show, not one or the other.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. So, speaking of the women's division on SmackDown, Who do you think is gonna win this? Gracias. Who do you think is gonna win this match?
Naomi.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I would pull for Natalia. I would pull for Becky, but I think that would be the wrong decision.
I would pull for any to walk out champion. I think it'd be fun, except for Carmella, but only her skills aren't there yet, man. But Naomi deserves it. You know, I didn't want to see her title reign get cut so short. Get back at Chamber.
Yeah.
I want her to win it in front of her hometown and have a solid reign. This is a woman that deserves it a lot, and that's not saying some of the other women don't, but. I think it'd be fun seeing Naomi as champ. I think she'll give her some stellar matches.
Yeah.
Athletic. She's really good at what she does. So
I think she certainly.
I want Naomi to win, and I think she will win.
I think out of everyone, she's one of the most deserving. People talk about how everyone deserves it. I think Naomi legitimately does deserve it because.
Yeah.
Naomi, she's busted her ass for so long, and then only to have her moment taken away from her. It's similar to the Becky Lynch thing. Not her momentum was taken away, but, her reign, her time in the sun was taken away. And,
right.
It's a shame. So, I think this company, if they're smart enough, they'll capitalize on that and, make Naomi win it. Because again, that's the right thing to do. Forget smart decision.
Exactly.
That's the right thing.
It's the right thing. Right and smart, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am predicting we're all gonna feel the glow this Sunday.
I agree. Geez, I need to stop eating while I'm podcasting. Sorry. Okay. I think that's the right thing to do because Naomi, again, she needs to show what she can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's the next match? We got Austin Aries versus Neville.
Yep, I am predicting Neville retaining his championship.
Sí, mucho. Gracias. Sorry, go on.
No worries. I said I'm predicting Neville to retain his championship. Yep.
Okay. Care to go into why?
I still think, they're building up this king of the cruiserweights. He's kind of proven it, but he hasn't been champion that long. Especially with all this hype going on behind his new gimmick. And I think a lot of people are also expecting Austin Aries to win, which I can see it. But I think it should stay on Neville, and I kind of think it will, just almost for that shock value too. And I think Neville is a strong champion for the cruiserweight division right now. So I think it'd be a good idea to keep it on him for a little bit while longer at least.
I am going to play my neutral card here. Right. I'm just going to say I don't know who to go for. I play this card every now and again when I'm truly stumped on who to pick. And I'm truly stumped on who to pick here because I could see either of these two men going out here, and I wouldn't have a problem with either of these two men going out the winner.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Aries won, I'd be happy with it too. I just have a feeling Neville's gonna retain it.
Yeah, because look, like you said, Neville's reign hasn't been that long, but at the same time, Aries is, he's Austin Aries.
He's on fire right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's Austin Aries.
Yeah. So it's like it's so hard to really, make an effective, solid decision following this entire build. So I'm personally just gonna, pull for this match to have a really good one. That's really all I could predict out of this whole thing. I really can't predict an outcome for you. All right.
I'll still hold with Neville. That'll be my prediction. And I guess what? The last match on the pre-show?
Yeah.
Is the Battle Royal.
So, that's pretty much your...
So let's choose one from each roster, I guess, that we think will walk out.
Which one, the Battle Royal? Okay.
Yeah, okay. For Raw, I'm still sticking with Sami Zayn.
Okay.
For SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. Do you care to add a wild card pick?
Wild card pick.
Yeah, my friend, my old WrestleBase partner, he would do this whenever he comes to my house, and we predict multi-man matches. He always uses a wild card pick, so just whoever you wouldn't expect normally to win, you know.
My wild card is Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Joy. Okay, so for me, for Raw, I guess I'm gonna have to say Sammy. I could see him being kind of the face to pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
For SmackDown, that's tough. I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool to see a little guy win this whole thing, and for SmackDown, I'll pick Chad Gable. He's kind of a small guy, and he's kind of got that face of that people can get behind. So I think, yeah, I should have picked him as my wild card, but I already have.
That sounds more like but that's all right.
Yeah, I have a wild card reserved already, and that's Tyler Breeze.
And all right, I had a feeling. I thought you were gonna say Tyler Breeze is your pick, but okay.
Yeah, ahorita voy. Man, ahorita voy. Oh my God. Sorry, go on. Yeah, I'm a big Tyler Breeze fan, so had to include him in there somewhere. So
next we have the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match. The Club, Enzo and Cass, Cesaro and Sheamus. I'm predicting Gallows and Anderson to keep it.
I don't really care either way. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't. This feud has been.
Well, if you had to pick a winner,
this feud has been in such the back burner. It's crazy. Look, my head is saying Enzo and Cass, but my heart is saying the Club. Personally.
Okay.
By the way, what kind of name is it that they have now? The Good Brothers.
Is that what they're actually calling themselves?
Now they are. I'm like,
oh,
what? The Good Brothers. So.
That sounds like the name of like a company that makes cookies. I don't know. That's weird, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think of the Good Brothers. I think of like Bill Cosby and like, or that portrait where this is like a pop culture reference, and I don't even know who they are. So it's Austin. Austin. It's like literal brothers who are like adopted, I guess, and they're like in these like sweaters, they're turtlenecks or whatever, and they have like a picture together. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
I'm being as terribly undescriptive as possible. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you better detail right now.
That is all right.
But that's what I think of. Like these two dudes taking like a family portrait with like their ugly turtleneck sweaters.
I think they should just stick with the Club. I'm gonna call them the Club.
Yeah.
But the Club for the win at the show of shows.
Yeah. You already heard my prediction. My heart is saying the Club. My head is saying Enzo and Cass. So interpret that as you will. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Next, U.S. title match. Y2J against KO. Well, KO's gonna walk out with it.
It's obvious.
It's for obvious reasons. The whole world knows Jericho's leaving after, to go towards Fozzy. So KO. I mean, that's just my explanation there.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously Jericho's gonna leave, so KO's my pick, and yeah. Um,
Next, we have our Raw Women's Championship match, Fatal 4-Way. Are we going to do a wild card pick for this one since it's multi-person?
sure, why not?
All right. Predicting Charlotte to win. My wild card will be Nia Jax.
Okay. Well, your prediction is my wild card, so Charlotte's my wild card, and Bayley is my prediction.
All right.
Okay. Next,
the It couple versus the It couple.
Cena and Nikki.
John and Nikki versus the Miz and Maurice. I'm predicting Miz and Maurice. You know what? Hold on. I keep forgetting. No, you know what? I'm sticking with Miz and Maurice, actually. I can actually see that happening. I know it's Nikki Bella's retirement match, but I just have this feeling that everyone knows it, or is assuming Miz and Maurice are going to get destroyed, but I see Miz doing something over the top and pulling out the victory in this. So, yeah, I'll pick the It couple.
Well, or I'm sorry. Well, that's always fun to do. Like, seriously, you got to try that. I made everybody on the Empire Pro Wrestling podcast try that one time. Oh, man. That's fun to do.
I'll try it tomorrow, I promise.
Okay. I think since Cena is proposing to Nikki, and I'm just assuming that he is, because let's face it, that's the worst kept secret. I think.
Do you think it's still gonna happen because everyone?
Yeah, and Nikki,
okay.
Nikki, and I gotta feel bad for her for criticizing her because I already have criticized her a lot today, but I mean it respectfully. I'm not saying she's so bad at it, but I think she's gonna try to fake it and act like she didn't know a whole ahead of time. But
yeah, right.
Honestly, she doesn't have that good of acting skills, so I don't see her acting skills taking her that far, but who knows? I think they'll still go with it. Why the hell not?
All right. I almost want to change my prediction, but I'm going to stick with Miz and Maurice.
More power to you.
Yeah, I'll stick with Miz and Maurice. He can still propose after losing.
Well, I mean, yeah. There's no law saying you can't, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Cena and Nikki will go over. I mean, it is her last match. I just kind of want to see something different. I have a feeling it may happen, so.
Plus, it is your last match. Traditionally, you are supposed to kind of go on your back anyway.
But hey, Ric Flair didn't win his retirement match, so.
That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to traditionally go out on your back.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Ric Flair did, yeah.
Shawn Michaels lost his last match, too.
Yeah, and so did...
So if these two Hall of Famers lose in their retirement matches, it's possible for it to happen with the women. We'll see.
Yeah, possible.
For fun's sake, I'm going to stick with the It couple.
Okay. So it'll be fun to, play a little contrarian here.
Exactly.
Right. What's the next match on the card?
AJ Styles versus Shane O'Mac. Styles is going to win. I mean...
Yeah. No question.
I saw this coming no matter what type of match you were going to put them in, whether it be some crazy gimmick match or regular match. AJ was walking away with it. I'm pretty sure we'll be entertained one way or another, though.
Yeah. Okay. What's the next match?
The match I'm looking forward to the most on Monday Night Raw.
Triple H versus
Seth freaking Rollins.
Dude, I cannot wait for this match.
My prediction is Triple H.
I'm predicting Seth. I think he truly deserves the redemption here.
Yeah, all right. I feel like you're right. I feel like it'll come. I just don't feel like it's going to come here.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm predicting Triple H. And on top of that, I saw this meme, I guess, on Instagram earlier, and it was good. I'll actually post it in the GCW thing later, but every other WrestleMania, Triple H has won or lost, and this one lands win. So... Stupid to go off of, but I always thought Triple H was going to take it anyways.
Yeah. Okay. We got Roman Reigns versus Taker next, am I right?
Um, I am predicting Reigns. I've said that from the beginning.
Look, I guess Undertaker is an old school guy. An old school guy who, I'm sure he believes in the system that, if you're gonna go out on your last match, you go out on your back. I don't doubt for a second that he doesn't believe that. But I think again, you're making a big mistake by not turning Roman and having him go over, and you're trying to make him the face of the company. It's not gonna fly well if you have him win. So I think
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the company realizes that and has Undertaker go over. And sure, it may be his last match, but you know what? I want Roman to succeed, and I don't think this is gonna help him in the long run, especially if you're trying to have him become the face of the company. So.
I don't think he is going to be the face anymore. I think they're finally going to throw in the towel and make him heel. Because they can't be that stupid to know that if they have him beat Undertaker, people are going to love him. He's literally going to be retiring, one of the most beloved wrestlers and characters and people that ever stepped foot in that ring.
You got to keep in mind with this company, you got to keep in mind, they have not turned him for how many years now?
Like what? I think they're going to. I think they're going to. I mean, I've been paying close attention to like this feud, and I see Reigns going heel slowly, showing some small tendencies. Yeah, so honestly, I think the WWE's finally going to throw in the towel and make this man heel, and I think it's the best thing they could do. They should have done it a long time ago, but yeah, because consider this. There will be only 2 people who have ever beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania. From a business standpoint, this is the perfect selling point for a rematch with Reigns and Brock Lesnar at a future pay-per-view or even WrestleMania next year. So it's good hype, and this is me thinking from a business perspective, I honestly think this is it. Undertaker needs to retire. I've told you this, no disrespect to him, but, he's way past his prime. I think when Undertaker would do Roman good in turning him heel. I agree with you saying if you're going to try and keep him babyface, it'd be a stupid move, but I don't think they're going to. I think they're throwing in the towel. And I think WrestleMania is the day that Roman Reigns becomes heel. It's going to happen whether the company wants it or not. The guy's going to be the most hated guy in the company. So
it's inevitable.
I'm picking Reigns. Yeah, and I personally, if I were to make the call, I would have Reigns go over.
Okay, I can respect that decision.
Yeah.
All right. So next we got pretty much what I'm hoping won't close the show is Goldberg versus Lesnar.
I'm same here. Again, this is an easy one.
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Yeah, it's as predictable as the Jericho KO one, especially after us learning that Goldberg's miserable.
If they seriously have Goldberg pull a clean sweep on Lesnar, on top of that, have him win when his contract expires WrestleMania. This is the stupidest company I've ever met. This is the stupidest company I've ever seen. Honestly.
Yep.
And I think
God.
Yeah.
Can you really see them doing like a really stupid move like that? I don't know. They have done stuff like this before, so putting the belt on them in the first place, that's neither here or there. Yeah, I'm still going to predict Lesnar. It'd be the best choice for them. I guess. Yeah, Lesnar.
At this point, yeah.
But I'm really not looking forward to this match at all. So I mean,
it's just it's not going to be a long match. I mean, how long is it going to be? I give it 3 minutes tops. I don't even see it lasting 5. To be perfectly honest with you.
Gonna be the good guy here and say maybe 10 minutes because it is WrestleMania. That's a long stretch, I know. I really don't care if it is or it isn't, because
it's funny because I'm normally the good guy here in these podcasts.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I guess I guess yeah. It 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 it's maybe a shot. Depends on how you want to keep this match going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I don't
already know
know.
this match will be in the bottom 3 worst matches of the card, though. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. There's really not much to go into about this match, to be honest with you.
Mm-mm.
It's very paint by numbers. We're gonna see Goldberg maybe get a few German suplexes here and there, which we will, but maybe we'll get like a shit ton, maybe not. Maybe Goldberg will pull out, some of his old moveset. Hopefully.
One can only hope, man. It's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the
I do kind
last
of
match
miss.
the two they gave us was garbage and named one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever. So
Yeah.
give us something at least 40% of what that match was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I might be alright with it.
Okay.
All
Let's get
right.
to
So for what I hope is the main event,
mm-hmm. Bray
Bray
Wyatt
Wyatt
versus
and
Randy.
Randy Orton. My pick is Wyatt.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see Randy win it. Like I said, my heart says, like I said with the Raw tag, my heart
Yeah, your
says
heart
Bray,
says.
my head says Randy. So you kind of know my
You know, I
prediction there.
think my heart's 100% behind Wyatt.
Hmm.
I just don't see the sense it would make to put the belt back on Randy Orton. He really doesn't need it right now.
Yeah.
Bray deserves it. He deserves, a longer run than 2 months. And I
Yeah.
think it'll happen. They're pushing Bray's character in a new, more darker direction that I like.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about that. So I'm predicting they're going to keep this good train going. It's what the fans want to see.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Yeah. So, all right. That's been pretty much our podcast. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, that doesn't hold the rest for tomorrow.
All right. Cool. Because we need to save some room anyway. All right. We are out, you guys. After show plugs, Gold Coast Wrestling, no known date yet. In fact, we're still waiting our next meeting, for goddamn sake. On top of that, if you want to see more podcasts, to subscribe to our podcast Legend Killers channel. By the way, here's another cheap plug. Not for us, but for Britton and Brandon Washburn, the Quincy Jones
Whoa.
Show. Be sure to check that out on SoundCloud. Just a little free plug for them because they're pretty good friends of ours, and they are on Gold Coast Wrestling. They will be our announcers. With that being said, follow me on Twitter, eJose98. Yeah. And speaking of SoundCloud, actually, for those that listen to our podcast on SoundCloud, we thank you immensely for checking out our stuff. Be sure to watch everything on YouTube. If you miss a show or whatever, we do have little snippet clips to kind of give you guys previews on the Eduardo Betancourt channel. And yeah. With all that being said, follow me on Twitter, eJose98. Follow me on Instagram, EdJose98. Follow my Podcast Legend Killers Instagram account, Podcast Legend Killers, with an underscore after every word, except the killers. And yeah, Eddy Nigma, do you care to give us any after show plugs?
I'll just plug myself on Instagram, Eddy_Nigma_. On Twitter, EddyNigma29, folks.
All right, cool. So, with that being said, match recommendation of the week.
Ooh, match recommendation of the week. Only because I was just watching it. It will be WrestleMania, I believe it was 28, Triple H versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
This is in honor of it possibly being Taker's last match this Sunday, so WrestleMania great. We're all going to miss his matches. That was a good one, folks.
All right, cool. I have one. Be sure to check out Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero in Lucha Underground. So, yeah, that was definitely a good match.
Oh my God, season 1 or 2?
It was their
just
last.
Started season 1.
I forget. Oh yeah, I got back on it on the train today. I started back from season 1 because I have not watched that show consistently. I remember last year in what was it, October? I started watching it like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and then I just suddenly dropped the ball again. So I think it was season 3. They had like this.
Damn. They only have season 1 and 2 on Netflix. I just started
Yeah.
watching it like a week ago.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. They might have a couple of matches on season 1 and 2. So who knows?
How would you watch Lucha Underground before they put it on Netflix? Is it streamed somewhere? Is it a YouTube
It's
station?
on El Rey Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that on cable? I feel so stupid right now. All right.
On cable.
I'll cut it down.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, dude.
I don't know. All these, it could be an app with all these Roku TVs and Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
Who knows? So.
Yeah, it's all good though. Yeah, just basic cable, my man.
All right.
If you have what was the channel? El Rey Network on your cable, whichever one that may be.
Hopefully they'll have them on demand.
Yeah. What cable do you have?
We have Uverse.
Uverse. Oh, okay, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I think that was a very good match. Hopefully they'll have season 3 before you know it. All right.
Right. I'll find it.
Yeah. So with all that being said, everybody, we are out and we love you. Well, not really, but we'll see you guys later. Yeah.
See you tomorrow. We finished WrestleMania week.
Yep.